Alright, I guess everybody can see me now that the light's on. But anyway, welcome everyone to my PlayStation Experience Day 1 coverage. And I have everything. The stream just ended. I actually still have it on running on my monitor, but I just turned it off in the background because I didn't want to get flagged, hopefully, or any sort of copyright issues in the background. Just having it live, running live on my while I'm recording this video on the computer monitor, so I just turned it off. But it just ended, so I have everything that they talked about. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now. There was no Crash Bandicoot, so I'm disappointed a little bit because it was overall a great conference in my opinion, but the fact that there was no Crash Bandicoot and the classic that was being revived was something else. But I'm also happy with the game that they showed, but I'm going to talk about that later on in the video and talk about what it was and what was shown. So the chat was just going nuts, and during the stream it was just kind of freezing up a little bit, so I kind of missed out on some of the gameplay for like games like Terraway that they showed, and that's when it really started to lag going towards the end of the conference. But I'll talk a little bit more about that. So unfortunately no Crash Bandicoot, so I'm upset, and I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, so I don't know exactly what they're going to do. Is it going to be panels or any sort of additional information about the games that they were showing or something like that? I don't know what's going to happen. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So a couple of minutes, like 5 minutes to 10 minutes before the show started, they announced Super Stardust Ultra that's going to be coming to the PS4. And I'm going to also go through the games too, so I don't want to waste too much time. So they kicked it off with a bombshell, so it was pretty much expected to be there. Uncharted 4 world premiere was shown, and they actually had gameplay for Uncharted 4. It was amazing. Everything was just the graphics was just gorgeous. Everything looked great, and during the gameplay they showed all the little effects of the world, like the mountains, the waterfalls, the oceans. Everything just looked so real, and Drake looks good as usual. So no surprise there. So they showed like the gameplay of him traveling through caves and all that kind of stuff, battling a couple of enemies, battling with different guns like the handgun, and grappling through around the mountains and jumping from ledge to ledge, just shimmying across areas and jumping across areas throughout the little mountains and everything like that. But definitely, if you guys haven't seen this, if you guys missed out, maybe you guys were at work or school or something like that, and some people have classes during the weekends or something like that, like college courses and all that. Definitely check out Uncharted 4. I have to say, check this out and check out the gameplay if you guys missed out on it. So the Uncharted 4 world premiere gameplay is just definitely a must see. Next was MLB The Show, MLB 15 The Show. A new title, like a new, I guess it's like a new franchise or something like that. It's something called Kill Strain that's coming out next year in 2015. And for Killstrain, you can register for like the beta at www.killstrain.com, which will be, I guess the betas will be coming up next year, where you guys can try the game out and see what it's like. But next was Bloodborne, and they talked about like a new feature for the game called Chalice Dungeon. And I guess it's like a multiplayer feature. It's the biggest. They said it's the biggest feature of Bloodborne of the entire game. So you can share it with your friends in the community and play with, I guess, some friends or maybe someone online and explore the challenge dungeon with crazy looking enemies. It looks brutal with lots of gore, blood, and everything like that. But it definitely plays like Demon Souls and Dark Souls. For all you Demon Souls and Dark Souls players out there and Demon Souls fans or whatever, this game is definitely going to be something for if you're a big fan of Demon Souls or Dark Souls. Next was Destiny expansion. They talked about the Dark Below, which will be coming this Tuesday. That's going to be the first expansion DLC for the Destiny game, available for download. And they talked about exclusive content, the Undying Mind, which will be exclusive to PlayStation through fall of 2015. And then they showed off a little bit of Street Fighter V, which is also, which I said in my previous video, of the Game Awards. And if you guys probably haven't heard about it yet, Street Fighter V is exclusive to PlayStation 4 and PC. So they showed some gameplay of that. That was later on during the show, but I'm going to go ahead and just announced that they showed some gameplay between Ryu fighting Chun-Li one-on-one. So the game is definitely, again, the game is exclusive to PlayStation 4. So it looks good and all that. But in my honest opinion, as I've said in my previous video, it's definitely going to change the pro scenery because like what's going to happen to some of those pros that dedicate their lives playing Street Fighter, and will they have to migrate and pick up a PS4 and pick up start learning the characters and learning how to play on a different system now? Like, I don't know what's going to happen to all the pros. Like, isn't the Street Fighter community mostly on Xbox, and most of those competitive tournaments like Call of Duty is only on Xbox? And this is just like a big change when, since they have like the exclusive rights to Street Fighter 5 now. So I don't know what's going to really happen, but I guess it's like a good trade-off because Microsoft has exclusive rights to Tomb Raider, as I said before. So I guess Sony probably paid Capcom additional money just to get Street Fighter 5 to be exclusive, but whatever. And most Street Fighter fans are butthurt about it, but I don't really care because I don't really play too much Street Fighter anyway. But I stopped playing, like, the only fighting games I actually play is like Super Smash Bros. And PlayStation All-Stars and some of those other games. But last time I actually played Street Fighter was back on the Sega Genesis, Street Fighter 2, when I had it for the Sega Genesis. But I'm not too into Street Fighter. Next was Killing Floor 2, which is a first-person shooter, a co-op shooter, which is also a brand new title, along with, as I mentioned before, Kill Strain. So that's going to be coming out next year. Darkest Dungeon is a JRPG that's coming out next year. It's going to be exclusive to the PS4. The Forest, they show gameplay of The Forest, so this is another game that's going to be on the PS4. And from the gameplay of The Forest, it kind of reminded me of like Turok, like one of those Turok games, just fighting through like in the woods and everything like that, battling different enemies and all that kind of stuff. But it definitely reminded me of like a Turok game. I never played Turok before, but I just seen like gameplay of it before. But it's just something, it kind of reminded me of something like that, just from the looks of it. So they talked about Persona 5. Now, I don't know if this is Persona 5 exclusive to PS4, but I know it's coming to, I know that they said it's coming to PS3 and PS4. Next was Bastion. Bastion is coming to the PS Vita. And then something called Orcs Must Die Unchained is coming next year, 2015. I actually liked this game, and it looked pretty fun. Like, it looked like almost like an arcade game, so it looked pretty interesting. But I'm just trying to go through the games, and then because I really want to talk about some things after I go through all this stuff. And then Peter Moore came out for EA, and I thought he was going to show like a brand new EA title for Electronic Arts. But he came out and announced that it's going to be 3 free games that is going to be available to download at 4 o'clock today. 3 free games that's going to be available on the PSN store, the PlayStation store, for you guys to download. The 3 games are Need for Speed Most Wanted for Vita, I think it is, and then Mirror's Edge for PS3, and then also Plants vs. Zombies for PS4. So those 3 games, Need for Speed Most Wanted, Mirror's Edge, and Plants vs. Zombies, is going to be free and available to download off the PlayStation Store. So you guys can go ahead and download that if you guys like watching videos and you don't have nothing else to do. So you guys can download those games for free. But I thought he was going to actually announce like a new game, but I guess he just, right after he announced those 3 free games, like, hey, it's 3 free games to available to download on PSN off the PlayStation Store now at your own free will. And that was it. So then was Dungeon Defenders 2. Some of these games are already talked about. So Dungeon Defenders 2 was nothing new. Sky Torn for PS4. A game called Severed for PS4. Shovel Knight for PS Vita. And one thing I noticed from when they were showing gameplay for Shovel Knight, Kratos was actually in the game. I think he's a boss in Shovel Knight for the PS Vita, which was pretty cool. And then they had Enter the Gungeon, Batman Arkham Knight for next year, coming June 2nd, 2015. And then again, right after they showed Batman Arkham Knight, they showed Street Fighter 5 gameplay with Ryu facing off against Chun-Li one-on-one. So again, they just announced that it's coming exclusive to PlayStation 4 and PC. And next was Yakuza 5. That's coming summer of 2015. This was pretty nice, a nice title. A nice little surprise. One of my, very surprising. I thought they was going to show something else. Honestly, I didn't even expect another Yakuza game. I never even played this before, like an actual Yakuza game before. Next up was PlayStation Vita games. Like a couple of PlayStation Vita games that they announced. Like more games are coming to the Vita now. I have yet to get a Vita because I decided to get like the 3DS over a Vita because the Vita didn't really have any games except for like Uncharted, Golden Abyss, which was the best game, and maybe like I think they had like Resistance. I think it was for the Vita. Uh, for the Vita games. Anyway, I was just going off the track, but it didn't really have any good games. But now they have more games coming to it. So the Vita games are Towerfall Ascension, Time Ultra, the Banner Saga, Resident Evil Revelations 2. I know that's not just going to be for the Vita, but it's going to be for like consoles as well. I think that's going to be for the PS4 also. Suikoden or Suikoden, I don't know how you say that. I think it's Suikoden. And then Octodad. So those are all the Vita games. I think it was some other, like one or two more, but I didn't write all of them down. Next was Game Beast, Broken Age. I don't know why I said it, Broken Age, Grim Fandango. I already seen that at this year's E3, so that was nothing new. That's coming to PS4. That's going to be for PS4 and PS Vita, coming in January 2015. Day of the Tentacle for PS4, and a brand new Fat Princess Adventures. A brand new Fat Princess game was shown. It's called Fat Princess Adventures. It's co-op, and it kind of reminded me of like something close to Ratchet and Clank All for One, but it's definitely like a co-op game, 4-player co-op game that you can just run around killing enemies and going across, just going across like through the levels and all that kind of stuff. And there's one game I don't even know what the title was. I couldn't even really read it and what it actually said on the screen. I think it's Wattam or Wattam or something like that they show. I don't even know what it was. Wattam, Wattam. This was the Order 1886. They showed gameplay of that. That looks pretty good. With a trailer towards the end. That's coming February 2015. Terraway for PS4. That's when the stream started to lag, so they showed more gameplay of Terraway. So I like Terraway, but I was ready to see what else, if they was going to drop any more bombshells. But that's when the stream started to really lag, so I had to constantly restart it because I was watching it on Twitch, on PlayStation's official Twitch channel. So the chat was just going nuts. Everyone asking about Crash Bandicoot, but we never got that. Fallout 4, all kinds of things. The chat wanted just Jack 4. Everyone wanted Crash Bandicoot. Everybody was saying Fallout 4. That was just the 3 things I just kept seeing in the chat. But it sucks that it was no Crash Bandicoot again. So unless they announce it tomorrow, who knows? I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Next was the gameplay for Until Dawn. This game looks like a survival horror. It's like you're in a scary movie. I feel like I was watching like a horror movie on my TV screen, and then it looked pretty interesting. So I definitely want to play Until Dawn. It looked really fun because I'm a big fan of scary movies and all that stuff, because that's my favorite kind of genre of movies to watch. And this was the classic. So the classic revived was actually Final Fantasy VII. So Final Fantasy is gonna be remade. It's going to be remade. I don't know what it was, but it looks like it's going to be an HD remake. I thought they was going to totally renew it with just like redo it with all the characters, with the character models and all that kind of stuff. But this was the classic, and when I saw this, I just knew this was probably the classic they was talking about being revived. I thought it was honestly going to be Crash Bandicoot, and I was all hyped up for it, but then again, I didn't get too hyped up for it because I didn't want to just get my hopes up for it as much as I wanted to see, and everyone else out there who loves Crash Bandicoot as much as I do, and he's one of my favorite video game characters. As much as I wanted to see him, he didn't make an appearance, and there was unfortunately no Crash Bandicoot game, or Crash Bandicoot 4, most would put it. But Final Fantasy VII is coming to PS4, the HD remake, in spring 2015. So that was the classic that was being hyped up, and basically the classic that was brought back and revived and whatnot. So, and then right after that was more No Man's Sky. So I didn't really see most of these other games. Like, come on, I already know these games are coming. What about some other things, like some other bombshells? But there was no other bombshells. The last game, last but not least, was Drawn to Dawn, or something like that. It looked like, it played like Gotham. It reminded me of Gotham City Imposters. Just the way it was played from the gameplay. It's just like a drawing, like people just, some well-drawn characters with guns running and gunning and shooting enemies and all that stuff like that. But it looked pretty good. It was fun. But there was no other, after that, that was just nothing. It was no other bombshells. I thought they was going to have like one more surprise. And I was seeing like some of those, as those developers got up there on stage, they had like a brand new God of War shirt and stuff like that. So I was just like, I was just wondering. I said maybe maybe the final bombshell that they're saving, but the final big surprise is probably like God of War 4, like a brand new God of War that's coming. But I hear it's gonna be like a God of War panel today or something like that. So maybe they'll have like an announcement for God of War or something like that. But I don't know. But I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna just quickly check to see how much time I got. It's only 15 minutes. So a lot different from yesterday because I was 14 minutes in, like 14 minutes and 30 seconds. So I got plenty of time. I got a good 5-6 minutes because it'll cut me at 23 minutes, well at least 23 minutes and 20 seconds in. So that was basically it. That was the conference. Overall, what do I think about it? I think that it was a decent concert. Why I say concert? It was a decent conference, and it was really good in my opinion. But I was really hoping. I'm just happy that they showed like actual gameplay for Uncharted. But what I have here, I was expecting like maybe they would show like especially when Square Enix came out there. I thought it was gonna be Kingdom Hearts 3, like some gameplay of that. But that game is 2 years down the line, so 2 years that's in the maker, 2 years away. So I doubted they would probably come out with that. But once I saw Final Fantasy 7, I said this is probably just I just knew that was gonna be the game, so I knew it wouldn't be no Kingdom Hearts. No God of War, no Jak 4 or anything. I thought it was gonna be like a brand new Crash Bandicoot. But there was unfortunately nothing. No news for Crash, and nothing shown or nothing like some kind of hint or anything like that. But I just thought it would be shown. But from just what they showed, I'm happy with Uncharted 4. They kicked it off with, they just started the conference off with Uncharted 4 gameplay. And I was just like, they played that game for like, it was like gameplay for like 30 minutes. For at least 15 to 30 minutes left. Gameplay of Uncharted 4 showing off, and they also, I forgot to mention that they showed off a new character towards the end, but I don't even know who that was, so it's going to be new characters, I guess. It's going to be treasure hunting with Nathan Drake, so I don't know. I'm just honestly so disappointed. Like, come on, no Crash Bandicoot, and all I seen was the chat where you just going towards the end of the conference. Everybody was just like, "Oh, what the fuck happened to Crash?" All I see is where the hell is Crash and no Crash. Crash Bandicoot, gimme Crash, gimme Bandicoot. I was seeing all that stuff in the chat. The chat was just going nuts, but. I'm just I was having my hopes high for today. I got up today. I was just like, I just hope I see a Crash Bandicoot game, but we didn't see that. So it's no Crash. I don't know if it's gonna come in the future. I don't even know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Like, what are they gonna do tomorrow? I think tomorrow just gonna be all about panels. I'm still gonna just try to watch and tune in on the screen here, but I'm gonna turn my monitor right on because I'm about to cut the video soon. So it's still going. I'm trying to see what they showing right now. It's Dying Light according to the chat. I don't know what that game is that they showing right there. But anyway, that's it. I think it's a good conference. It was a great conference. They had a lot of games. It was so many games to write down. So it was like over 2 pages worth. But anyway, good conference for Sony. But I just wish they showed Crash Bandicoot. But there's no Crash Bandicoot. So for me and all you Crash Bandicoot fans, we're all let down and disappointed. And for those who wanted to see Kingdom Hearts and are not happy with the Final Fantasy Classic remake, I don't know why people would be upset about that, but I think it was a good game. And I think, honestly, just thinking about it, I'm going to say this before I cut the video, Final Fantasy 7 was probably like a game that was being asked the most. And I'm not just throwing Crash Bandicoot under the bus or anything like that, but I think Final Fantasy 7, like ever since they came out with like Final Fantasy 12, Final Fantasy 13 and stuff like that, and then they made Final Fantasy 13 2, and then they made Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns and all that kind of stuff. They made those 3 games, and everyone just kept on everyone kept asking for Final Fantasy 7. So I guess they decided to make Final Fantasy remade into the PlayStation 4 now. So I guess everybody who's a Final Fantasy fan and a fan of Final Fantasy 7, because that's arguably one of the best games to ever come out, they got their wish. But guys like me who wanted Crash Bandicoot didn't get my wish. So anyway, again, the conference was good. So I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but if anything comes up or any sort of surprise news, I'll just be talking about it tomorrow. So that's basically what I'm going to be uploading today, is just this video, so just to talk about it. So if anything comes up or if any surprise news come up, I'll definitely come out with another video today regarding the PlayStation experience, and then tomorrow I'll see what they announce. So until then, I hope you guys enjoyed the conference. I don't know what you guys thought of it, but anyway, I'm hoping to see some more bombshells. So I'll see you guys later.